Orlando in the mix at 31-18. James, 1-on-3. James had it knocked aside, but through the foul. A blocking foul called against Orlando. James over Turkoglu.
Come on, James.
James again.
Wow.
Wade had it knocked away. It's recovered. Here is LeBron. Yes. Make it 4 of 4 from the field.
I think you see the one-on-one move from James, and he's got it rolling now.
Now Earl Clark defending on LeBron James. James draws the foul.
From Charles Barkley blaming him for a lost bet, all the way to LeBron winning the greatest ever title, we're diving deep into the funniest and most unbelievable stories about the King. We'll even cover him getting called out by a grandma on the court, but we're starting this off with a legendary tale about why you should never ever trash talk LeBron James. So, after LeBron made his big move to the Miami Heat, everyone had an opinion, but Otis Smith was one of the few who had to eat his own words. He said, "I was surprised he went to Miami. I thought he was, I guess, more of a competitor." Well, LeBron took every single bit of that disrespect and turned it into pure basketball dominance. He then led the Heat to a 104-100 victory over Smith's Orlando Magic, where he went nuclear for 51 points, 11 boards, and 8 assists.
Somebody thought of that first half in the comments he made this summer. He goes, "Listen, I'm too busy a man to worry about anything I said last summer." I said, "Would you like to take back the words, though, of what you said?" He goes, "No. If he wants to use that as motivation, that's fine for him. I'm moving on." Mark.
And as you say that, LeBron James knocks down a 3.
Is he crossing his fingers as he said that? Otis, yeah, I would regret it if I said that.
Smith did his best to act cool during post-game interviews, but it was crystal clear that the performance on the court was a direct response.
You and LeBron have that exchange. There are people out there that say, maybe you shouldn't do that with one of the better players in the game. What were you thinking?
I don't care. He's old. You know what I mean? I was waiting for that. I was expecting him to do that game 4, game 5. He wanted to say something when I got my 4 foul. He should have been saying that earlier on. But, you know, I poke bears. I don't respect no one until they come and give me 40.
Here's another classic example of talking trash to LeBron and having it go horribly wrong. Dillon Brooks decided to call LeBron old following game 2, which Memphis won 103-93. Brooks got incredibly bold in the press conference, saying, "I don't care. He's old. I poke bears. I don't respect no one until they come and give me 40 points.
To the Lakers, there's a look at it. Brooks on the reach, connecting with LeBron's midsection. There it is right there with the left arm.
This will be fascinating because it is in very recent memory.
Yes.
We've seen Draymond Green adjudicated for his history. And Dillon Brooks led the league with 18 technical fouls, obviously led to a suspension in the course of the regular season. That looks like a direct shot.
It has been determined that the contact by Brooks to James is unnecessary and excessive. He has been issued a flagrant foul penalty too and has been ejected from the game.
Yeah.
Wow.
Remember the play on James Harden?
What unfolded next was like something out of a movie. Not only did the Lakers win the series in just 6 games, but LeBron put up an average of 22.2 points, 11.2 rebounds, and 5.2 assists. The most humiliating part for Brooks happened in Game 3 when he was thrown out for a flagrant foul he committed against LeBron.
Is it Cleveland, Detroit, and Indiana? Now the home crowd chanting.
This next story is about a memorable interaction between LeBron and some fans. Sometimes the most brutal comebacks don't even involve speaking. Back in 2015, when LeBron came back to Miami playing for the Cleveland Cavaliers, the Heat fans weren't exactly giving him a warm welcome. The whole situation was messy, to say the least, because of how he had left them just the year before. During that game, which Cleveland easily won in 100-93, Heat fans started chanting, "LeBron is tired," while he was resting on the bench in the fourth quarter. It was the type of targeted heckling to get under his skin, implying the 30-year-old was already past his best.
Iguodala to Curry, back to Iguodala, up for the layup. Oh, blocked by James. LeBron James with the rejection. Wow. His third block of the game as we come up on a minute and a half remaining.
Picked off by Iguodala to Curry, back to Iguodala to the rim.
Great block.
James out of nowhere, skies to the rim. He bats it away, and J.R. Smith recovers.
LeBron's comeback was brilliant in its simplicity and incredibly effective. Without saying anything, he just held up his hand and started twirling two of his rings, representing the 2 titles he won during his time with the Heat, all while a smirk grew on his face as the crowd's whole vibe just died. Teammates like Kevin Love later talked on podcasts about how the whole bench just burst out laughing, calling it the ultimate mic drop that silenced everyone instantly. That gesture was so perfectly timed and devastatingly effective that it became legendary in the world of silent trash talk. Dwayne Wade, who was still on the Heat, later joked in interviews that it was just classic LeBron, reminding them who was responsible for those championships. This moment really captured the complicated legacy LeBron has in Miami, where he took them to 4 straight finals and won 2 titles, yet still got heat for how he got there in the first place. Now, let's move to a story where Andre Iguodala got absolutely cooked. The iconic block. Game 7 of the 2016 NBA Finals is a game people will never forget for a ton of reasons, but there's one play that stands out for its sheer intensity. With the score tied at 89-89 and less than 2 minutes left, Andre Iguodala went up for what looked like a guaranteed layup, but then LeBron came flying in from behind for one of the most famous blocks in basketball history.
He's got numbers if he hurries. The Curry bounce pass. Andre to the rim, goes up, blocked by James from behind. And J.R. Smith got the ball. What a block by LeBron James. Came all the way back to knock it away.
Out comes Iguodala, 2-on-1. He'll find Curry, get it back. Iguodala puts it up. Oh, LeBron tracked him down and made the rejection. Huge defensive play by the 4-time MVP. 100 seconds to go. We're tied at 89. Are you having fun yet, Cleveland?
But what makes it even funnier is hearing Iguodala's own account of what happened.
You guys had a moment at practice that was well documented last week. We heard your take on it, where you said great defense, but better offense. Can we get your vantage point? What you thought about that?
All right. In all seriousness,
Please.
I looked at the film and he did step out of bounds, but I'm not going to go there.
No, you can go there.
I'm not going to go there right now.
That's a big part of it.
But
what do you mean you're not going to go there right now? You just went there.
I mean, I definitely did. I definitely did. But
I stepped out of bounds?
He stepped out of bounds.
They don't even have that camera angle of the baseline like that.
All I know is I got to stop.
Tell them about the stop I got on you when you dribbled out of bounds, though.
No, that was a foul, too. He slapped my whole arm. And we... See,
did they call it?
No,
did the ref call it?
I mean, I'm not going to get that call right now. I'm not going to get that call right now. I'm playing against...
Yeah, you were.
Up next, we've got a father-son tale where LeBron trash talks his own kid, Bronny. Family relationships can get weird, but when you're LeBron James and your son is also trying to get into the NBA, things get really interesting. During a Lakers practice in 2024, LeBron put his competitive dad mode on full display in the most LeBron way ever. The story, which Lakers GM Rob Pelinka told at a press conference, was about LeBron driving baseline on Bronny, hitting a reverse layup, and then immediately talking smack to his own son, saying great defense, better offense.
All right, bet. I got you.
Yo. Come on.
Hey, Rook. You better not be late.
Yo, are you serious? Come on, man.
Hey, clean up my driveway. It's a mess.
Yo, you too old for this. What's going on, bro? Come on. You way too old for this, man. Yo, Bryce, where your keys at?
And the father-son stuff doesn't stop there, because this next story is about a practical joke. If you thought LeBron's on-court antics were wild, you have to hear about what he does to his family off the court. In 2024, LeBron executed what might be the most over-the-top father-son prank ever by dumping an entire box of Fruity Pebbles cereal into Bronny's Lamborghini Urus. This prank, which was filmed for a Nike commercial right before their historic father-son debut in the NBA, showed LeBron pouring all the colorful cereal right through the sunroof of Bronny's luxury SUV. And the choice of cereal wasn't random either. It was a shout out to his Nike Fruity Pebbles sneaker line, mixing a little business with the family fun.
He's added upper body strength so he can hold his ground better against bigger guys, as he just did there against Cooper Flag. And then the key is just more consistency offensively in the minutes he gets.
He's up to 215 pounds. Knocked it away. Bronny put the clamps on Flag. Handcuffs. But a foul called against James. It's getting it's smoky in here, Tim.
I'm not too sure about this call. I mean, he's standing his ground really well. And Cooper Flag was trying to hit him with that shoulder and back him up. And Bronny wasn't really moving a whole lot. He was very active.
Savannah James later talked about it on The Shop, explaining how it turned into a running family joke and really highlighted LeBron's unique style of dad trolling that goes way beyond the court. The fact that this whole elaborate prank was set up while they were getting ready for their historic NBA debut just made it that much more special. Teammates like Rui Hachimura were laughing about it in interviews, saying it helped ease the pressure on Bronny as he started his rookie year. It really showed off LeBron's playful personality, while also revealing how he was helping Bronny handle the insane pressure of being the son of a basketball legend. Bronny later joked that he had other cars to drive anyway, showing he got his dad's sense of humor along with his basketball skills. Luckily, LeBron had prepared him for that kind of behavior because Bronny was about to get his own share of trash talk on the court during a game between Cooper Flag's Dallas Mavericks and Bronny's Lakers. A clip went viral that supposedly caught Flag throwing some major generational shade. The alleged smack talk happened during a post-up in the second quarter, where Flag apparently told Bronny, "LeBron can't save you now," as he was backing him down. This came right after Bronny had fouled Flag, setting up a perfect moment for some payback.
Have you thought through, not relationship, because you always be his dad, he'll always be his son, but what's your working relationship? Is he going to call you dad at practice in the locker room?
No, we already laid that. No, he can't. We already laid that down. He cannot call me dad in the workplace. All right. Once we leave out of the practice facility and the gates close, I could be dad again. Okay. In the car, if we ride together. Okay. At home, I could be dad. No, he got to call me like 2-3 or Brian. Okay. Or, GOAT if he wants to. That's up to him. I mean, it's up to him. But it's easy for me. It's easy for me because I've been calling him Bronny for so long. Yeah. It's not like I've been calling, hey son. It's easy for me. It's gonna be the adjustment for him. But we cannot be running down the court and he'd be like, Dad, push the ball up, Dad, I'm open, Dad, come on. No, you cannot do that.
Even though the audio was never officially confirmed, and some people claimed it came from a parody account, the basketball world just ran with the story. Lip readers argued over what was really said, but the idea of a rookie from Duke talking trash to LeBron's son just captured everyone's imagination. Flag ended the game with just 10 points on some bad shooting, while Bronny scored 8 in what turned out to be an 87-85 win for the Mavericks. But no matter the stats, the supposed exchange made an already exciting matchup even more interesting. Flag later gave props to Bronny's defense, while the alleged trash talk just became another story in the growing saga of the James family's basketball drama. Now let's talk about one of LeBron's specific basketball rules for his son. On The Shop in 2024, LeBron laid down a hilarious but totally necessary rule for Bronny: no calling him dad during games or practices. LeBron explained it with his usual humor, saying, "Cannot call me dad in the workplace. Once we leave the facility, I can be dad again in the car at home." The level of professionalism needed for their unique situation was something no other NBA family had ever dealt with. He even offered up alternatives like 2-3. Bronot, or even Joe Tay, and then started acting out the ridiculous scenarios they were trying to avoid. He was like, "We cannot be running down the court like Dad, push the ball up, Dad, I'm open." The thought of that actually happening in an NBA game had everyone laughing.
Man, you're too grown for that. You're too grown to cry. When are you gonna stop crying? Never. When are you gonna stop crying? You too good. You shut up. Well, it is what it is. Since they got here, fam, where your headline now? Where's some mine back here, cuz? Shut up, stop crying. You lost Kyrie, you lost D-Rose, you can't keep point guard for your life. D-Rose dipped on you. Huh? Yeah, all right.
Let's switch over to more drama on the court. In a 2024 regular season matchup between Cade Cunningham's Pistons and LeBron's Lakers, which Detroit won Argentine to 114, Cunningham really showed off his trash-talking skills. Late in the game, K used a sneaky but smart push-off to get enough space for a layup over LeBron, which made the veteran immediately start complaining to the refs. You could see LeBron's frustration as he yelled he's gonna push off every time. There it goes again, while waving his arms at the officials. Cunningham's comeback was timed perfectly and delivered with a kind of sarcasm that seasoned players respect. He said, "There it is, right? There it is," basically mocking LeBron's complaining while keeping his cool. This interaction demonstrated incredible confidence from the young Pistons star, who clearly wasn't scared to go head-to-head with one of the all-time greats. Pistons players like Tobias Harris later said that Cunningham's comeback had LeBron both mad and laughing, showing the respect that can build between competitors even in heated moments. Cade finished with 20 points, 10 assists, and 5 rebounds, backing up his words with his performance. LeBron, even with the loss and only 16 points, praised Cunningham after the game, saying, "He's just too big. They got a great one." The mutual respect was obvious, even after their verbal sparring. The moment really highlighted Cunningham's development as a player and a personality, and his ability to match wits with LeBron earned him praise from everyone. It's the kind of moment that proves the next generation of NBA stars isn't afraid of the legends they watched growing up, setting us up for more entertaining games in the future. In this next story, LeBron proves he can go even lower when a fan tries to go low. Sometimes, the best trash talk happens between players and fans, and LeBron has delivered some all-time classics. During a regular season game in December 2017 between the Cavs and the Bulls at the United Center, a courtside fan made the massive mistake of trying to get under LeBron's skin. The fan was constantly heckling him from the sidelines, yelling stuff like "stop crying," and even going after LeBron's own hairline issues with jokes about him losing his point guards and his appearance. What this fan clearly didn't realize was that LeBron was more than happy to fire right back. LeBron's response was quick and brutal. "Shut up, you got a big forehead," followed by the knockout blow. "I hope that ain't your girl next to you, because she's filming me, bum." The roast was so complete and delivered with such perfect timing that it instantly went viral.
How much did you try to get in his young head at that point?
Oh, all the time. The thing is, I
Yeah.
would always talk to him, and he never used to say stuff, right?
No.
He never talked. I would say little things to him, jab at him, like, especially when he got the free throw line skip, I would always talk to him because he would miss crucial free throws.
He would.
I would just,
Yeah.
I know that got to
So,
him the
so
most
you would
early
say
in his
something
career.
to him from alongside of the lane before he shot?
Yes,
Okay.
while he's at the line.
Like what? Do you remember?
Because he early reputation, he wasn't making critical free throws. I was
He
like,
wasn't.
well, you know he don't miss. Like I would tell him, like, oh, this is that time of the game where he's not gonna make these, y'all. You don't even worry about it. Just get ready to rebound. And then get a stick in his head. Really, literally all the time.
That whole incident happened during a game where LeBron put up 34 points, 13 assists, and 6 rebounds in a victory for Cleveland, proving he could back up his words with a dominant performance. Up next, the King deals with some garbage. The 2021 Western Conference playoffs gave us some intense moments, but none were as cold as LeBron's evaluation of Jay Crowder. During Game 3 of the first round between the Lakers and the Suns, which Phoenix won 10-9-95, things got really tense after a hard foul. After LeBron drove to the basket and took contact from Crowder, the Suns forward lost it and yelled right at LeBron, "Don't play with me." This outburst clearly came from frustration, as LeBron had been repeatedly backing him down in previous possessions. LeBron's response was absolute perfection in its simple and devastating delivery. He looked right at Crowder and said, "You're trash, you're trash," repeating it to make sure it landed while he just walked away. The calm, matter-of-fact way he said it made it so much more cutting than if he had screamed it. Crowder later admitted on podcasts that LeBron's deadpan delivery actually made him laugh, despite how intense the moment was, calling it mind games at its finest. This admission showed how even the person on the receiving end of LeBron's trash talk could appreciate his psychological tactics. Lakers teammate Anthony Davis remembered how the bench blew up with laughter after seeing LeBron's ice-cold comeback, noting that Crowder's anger came from being dominated in the post all game. The series ended up going to 6 games with the Suns winning, but this moment became a highlight of LeBron's mental game. The whole thing got even more layers when Crowder later posted some cryptic tweets about rings, referencing his short time as LeBron's teammate in Cleveland, which just added more humor to their rivalry. But LeBron hasn't always been so composed when facing trash talk, as you're about to find out. The rivalry between LeBron James and the Boston Celtics in the late 2000s and early 2010s was absolutely legendary, and Paul Pierce was usually right in the middle of all the psychological games. Pierce revealed on his podcast and on various TV shows that he would specifically go after LeBron's free throw shooting with some calculated trash talk. Pierce's strategy was systematic and personal. I'd always talk smack to him at the free throw line. I'd say little things like, "You're gonna miss this one," because I knew he missed crucial ones back then. He used this tactic throughout their playoff showdowns, especially in the 2008 and 2010 series, where the Celtics often came out on top against LeBron's Cavaliers.
My issue was I felt like LeBron was he was obviously the best player in the NBA.
No doubt, no doubt.
But he was arrogant, and he's a stunner. And I'm not there was moments where, you're down 20 points, you're shooting a free throw with your left hand, you dancing all over the court. I wasn't feeling it.
Right.
So I let it be known that I wasn't feeling none of this. I had enough. I was a passionate player.
Yeah.
And the next thing you know, it's like, shit. You lose to somebody 5 times in the playoffs. There's nothing funny about that.
Moving on to what is arguably LeBron's most disrespectful moment in the NBA. The 2023 playoffs were full of highlight reel plays, but not many created as much controversy and humor as Ja Morant's poster dunk on LeBron James during Game 5 of the Western Conference first round between Memphis and the Lakers, which the Lakers won in level 116-99. Morant threw down a massive one-handed slam right over the 38-year-old LeBron. The dunk happened in the second quarter and was incredible on its own. But it was LeBron's immediate reaction that became the real story. He quickly started complaining to the referees about a possible offensive foul or push-off, which led to what fans and the media later memed as him crying to the refs. Morant, who scored 31 points in that loss, later joked in interviews, "He wasn't happy I got up on it," while keeping his usual confidence despite losing the series. The young guard's ability to stay composed after potentially embarrassing one of the all-time greats showed impressive maturity. Some fans even started rumors that there were efforts to scrub footage of the dunk from the internet because of how viral it was, though that was never proven. The conspiracy theories only added to the humor and mystery of the play, making it an even bigger deal than the dunk itself. Grizzlies teammate Dillon Brooks laughed about it, saying it fueled their comeback attempt in what would be their last game of the series. The Lakers ended up closing out the series in Game 6, but this moment became a symbol of the generational shift happening in the NBA. The dunk is now a favorite in highlight reels, with players like Stephen Curry praising Morant's athleticism, while also pointing out LeBron's competitive nature in wanting every single call. Next up, a pretty intense on-court exchange. The mid-2010s gave us some of the most heated playoff basketball in recent history, and the rivalry between LeBron's Cavaliers and Joakim Noah's Bulls was especially fiery. During Game 3 of the 2015 Eastern Conference semifinals, which Cleveland won 99-96, a heat foul led to one of the most explicit trash talk battles ever picked up by hot mics. After Noah fouled LeBron hard on a drive, LeBron didn't hold back at all in his response, calling Noah a The intensity of that moment was insane, with both players just letting their emotions run wild in the middle of a playoff battle. Noah's response was just as heated and came instantly, "Yeah, fuck you, you're still a fucking putty," delivered with the kind of fire that made him a fan favorite in Chicago. The whole back and forth was caught clearly on the broadcast, so there was no way to ignore or downplay it. Noah later told the story on podcasts like The Old Man and the Three, laughing about their intense rivalry.
You players pick it up. 0-5. Since he bought these bombs y'all be showing every week. Who can't, LeBron, one of the greatest ever, can't give me 25 points? Is it my fault LeBron's a bomb?
Let's move on to the time LeBron cost a gambler a significant amount of money. On the November 26, 2024 episode of Inside the NBA, right after the Lakers' 114-113 win over the Suns, Charles Barkley went on an absolutely epic rant because LeBron scored only 15 points, falling just short of Barkley's betting line. Barkley's frustration completely boiled over as he yelled, "Is it my fault? LeBron's a bum. You mean the greatest scorer in NBA history can't get me 25 points." The sheer irony of calling the NBA's all-time leading scorer a bum over a single game wasn't lost on anyone, but that's exactly what made the moment so perfectly Barkley.
The par with 17 and 7.
Yeah, that's en route to a new star for sure for tonight.
3-point game, 57-54. Time now to check in with the Access Sportsnet studio. It is the Jack in the Box halftime report.
The entire TNT crew, including Shaq, just erupted in laughter as Barkley kept going with his criticism, blaming LeBron for his own terrible betting choices, despite going 0 for 6 on his picks that night. Shaq's response of, "Chuck's trash picks, not LeBron," just added to the hilarious chaos of the moment. LeBron actually responded on social media with a bunch of laughing emojis and the message, "You're wild," showing he totally got a kick out of Barkley's unfiltered rant. The fact that LeBron found it funny to be called a bum by a Hall of Famer really speaks to their long-standing relationship, which is built on a mix of mutual respect and playful jabs. Barkley, who has been both a critic and an admirer of LeBron for years, later made it clear it was all love, while still standing by his right to be mad about his gambling losses. The moment really highlighted Barkley's incredible ability to turn his personal frustration into pure entertainment gold. This whole thing happened during LeBron's historic chase for 40,000 career points, which made Barkley's complaint even more absurd, and as a result, even funnier. Now for a story that shows nobody is too big for a good scolding. Sometimes, the most humbling experiences come from the most unexpected people. During a game in November 2024 between the Lakers and the Kings, which the Lakers won 22-114, LeBron had one of those perfectly human moments that reminded everyone he's still answerable to his elders. After a missed call on what LeBron thought was an obvious foul during a third-quarter drive, he let his frustration out by yelling loud enough for the courtside fans to hear. It was the kind of emotional outburst you see all the time in competitive sports, but what happened next was pure comedy. A grandmother sitting in the front row, close enough to hear everything, immediately shouted back, "Hey, watch your mouth." The directness and authority in her voice just cut through all the arena noise and competitive energy, creating one of those moments that's bigger than basketball. Lakers teammate Austin Reeves was laughing about it after the game, calling it a reminder that even the king gets put in his place by his elders. The moment really connected with fans because it showed Ren's human side and his willingness to be held accountable by anyone, no matter their age or status. LeBron later shared the story on his podcast Mind the Game, joking, "She reminded me of my grandma. Can't argue with that." The incident led to countless memes about grandma texts and became a reminder that the best trash talk often comes from the most surprising places, delivered with a kind of moral high ground that even superstars have to respect. This next story takes us to some drama with a coach. Even the strongest relationships can have their tense moments, and LeBron's 2021-22 season with the Lakers was full of stress for everyone. During a timeout on January 2nd, 2022, in a home game against the Timberwolves, which the Lakers won 108-3, LeBron had a heated argument with assistant coach Phil Handy that was picked up by the hot mics. The confrontation started because of a miscommunication about Avery Bradley, with LeBron snapping at Handy, "Why couldn't you wait until fucking halftime?" The frustration in LeBron's voice was undeniable, showing just how much pressure he was under during what ended up being a really disappointing season for the Lakers. Handy, who has a reputation as one of the most respected assistant coaches in the league, didn't back down at all, firing right back with, "Don't be coming at me like that." This exchange showed that even LeBron's closest coaching allies weren't afraid to stand up to him when they needed to.
Me, Mike, and Scottie could. Scottie Pippen would have locked up LeBron.
Yeah. LeBron is so easy to play. He's so fucking easy to play. He don't have any moves. Sit and turn on, did it?
Only move he has is straight down the line.
The king? What do you?
He ain't got no move. Where's he going? Where's he going? That's quick.
Straight downhill, man, and just
Number
jam
7
on
said
you.
that'll be. You stop that. Scottie Pippen first shut his ass down quick before I get to him. This game is too simple. He just big. Now 260, whatever, 6'8", 6'9". That's the only thing he got, pretty much.
LeBron kept venting his frustration, saying, "You're always fucking with everybody, bro," which seemed to point to some ongoing problems with team communication and coaching strategies.
It's funny you hear some of them older guys like LeBron James couldn't play in this era.
Never been fouled by Bill Laimbeer
Yeah,
before. Nope.
yeah. I think I seen like Dennis Rodman say that one time. It was like, LeBron James, not skilled enough. Yeah, not big enough. He's not, doesn't weigh enough. He's not strong enough.
Can't handle it.
Yeah, I'm like, okay.
Handy later explained in interviews that it was just passion in the heat of the moment and that they made up right after the timeout. Lakers GM Rob Pelinka even said that exchanges like that, while intense, often build stronger team chemistry by letting everyone clear the air.
I was just trying a lot of things to get them like not focused so we can win the game. It worked because we won the game.
Yeah.
But I was just trying to frustrate him, trying to get that win, man. You know, I do whatever it takes to win.
I think the funniest part was like, at first he was like, did this guy just blow in my ear? And then he just cracked up. Like he couldn't not laugh.
Here is a perfect example of an entertaining back and forth following LeBron's response to some criticism from Dennis Rodman. Rodman had previously criticized LeBron's self-proclaimed king title and suggested that today's players are soft compared to the guys from the 1990s. The criticism was pretty standard stuff, touching on familiar arguments about comparing eras and perceived differences in toughness.
Them everywhere. I came in the club late. I ain't want to get no section. I ain't wasting no money. So I go to the bar. I'm some drunk dude coming. yo, you crazy, boy? Yo, that's how LeBron felt. How you like that?
You at the bar, so he felt like it's like gym pop over here.
Yeah. I was about to go ham, bro. Like the hard spit blow. Yeah. I was like, yo, what the?
In the club, too.
In the club. I was about to go crazy. I'm like, yo, you crazy, boy? That's how LeBron felt. How you like that?
When asked if he could handle LeBron, this is what he had to say.
So LeBron catches the ball and he's like sizing up PJ Tucker.
This is it right here. It was perfect, bro.
So I'm on the bench. My teammate's on the bench.
And somebody on our bench yells at Bron, "Oh, we living!"
And one of my teammates yell out, "Yo, we living with that shit. Shoot that broke ass shit. We living with it." So LeBron passed the ball. He looked back at him and he said, "What you say?"
He looked down the bench. I'm always at the end. I'm the boy talking crazy at the end.
And the whole bench goes, "Shut the f*** up."
One of our coaches at the time, he looked at my teammate like, "Yo, shut the f*** up."
James responded to Rodman's claim that modern players like LeBron couldn't play in his era and aren't big or skilled enough.
Man, Bron proceeded. So, hey, look, you heard this. Click, 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 click. And turn the burners on.
He came down. The first one was a steel breakaway dunk.
Who needs a slam dunk contest?
This is what people try to fall over the court.
You can look this game up.
And he was barbecuing PJ Tucker.
He literally bagged PJ Tucker down like 3 or 4 times in a row in the same spot and shot over him 4 times in a row, and them bitches ain't hit nothing but nets. And you think I'm lying?
Because I thought I could guard, like really guard Bron. Like I'm playing for my life.
LeBron also made a reference to Rodman's eccentric post-basketball life, pointing out his relationships with people like Kim Jong-un, while stressing the different circumstances of each era. These comments really showed LeBron's ability to brush off criticism with humor, while also making bigger points about comparing different periods in basketball history.
How the heck did Soulja Boy actually insert himself into it? I mean, how did you?
I mean, it's just another thing. I feel like when people move, you know, nowadays people know what lames and people are. Like when people move, they bring other people into it. It had nothing to do with Jay. It had nothing to do with Soulja Boy. It had to do with me and him.
Up next is a story so bizarre that it goes beyond basketball and becomes pure entertainment. The infamous moment happened when Stevenson literally blew in LeBron's ear, trying to distract him right before a critical possession. Stevenson later explained his reasoning.
Hey, nigga, I was in Oakland like Brooklyn. Short, down, what's up? Yay area. They showed me so much love when I was down there. I had to get hypey on this one. Ask LeBron. It's so big we ain't gotta respond. When you're talking to a Don, please have respect like you're talking to your mom.
That moment went so viral that Stevenson later admitted it followed him everywhere.
Listen, bro, it was a joke, bro. Like, what did they miss, bro? Because y'all take everything out of context. We were literally giving LeBron praise of how dominant he was.
Yeah, y'all wasn't really watching the show. And I mean, that's why shit get clipped up, though.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
And
go ahead.
We were saying he was so dominant.
This your post, King. You
I'm just saying, we were saying he was so dominant that, like, bro, you 280 running that fast, bro. I'm like, bro, he was on steroids, bro.
Yeah, and that was a real storyline, though. I mean,
but I was joking because if I knew that people like, how did you know he was on steroids? I didn't know. I don't know. I don't care. Because if he was and I knew, I would have told that nigga give me some. Yeah. I would have tapped in.
LeBron called the whole thing weird as hell in post-game interviews, while his Heat teammate Dwayne Wade later laughed about how it actually threw LeBron off during that specific game, where he scored only 7 points. When Stevenson eventually became LeBron's teammate on the Lakers in 2018, the ear-blowing incident became a source of inside jokes and helped the team bond.
Speaking of the Lakers, I just want you guys to know this is breaking news. I'm thinking about retiring, so don't tell anybody.
You love it, Coach. You love it. Coach, let's take the conversation away from the championship. Let's talk about the coach retiring. Yes. Hey, you hated it, huh? Okay, good. I'm happy to hear that. You're human.
Only kidding.
This next story shows a moment where a player made a huge mistake with LeBron in Game 3 of the Lakers-Suns series. A Phoenix bench player made the massive error of trash-talking LeBron during the third quarter.
You know, it's whatever we can use for motivation, you know what I mean? And I think a lot of our guys, to be honest, they may not admit this or not. You know, you win game 1 of the playoffs, and all everybody talked about was the Lakers. Let's be honest, that was a national narrative was, hey, the Lakers are fine. They're down 1-0, but they figured something out. No one talked about Nikola just had a historic performance. He's got 13 triple-doubles now, 3rd all-time. What he's doing is just incredible, but the narrative wasn't about the Nuggets. The narrative wasn't about Nikola. The narrative is about the Lakers and their adjustments. So, you know, you put that in your pipe, you smoke it, and you come back, and you know what? We're going to go up 2-0.
Suns players like Devin Booker later retorted in interviews that the chatter from the bench was meant to mess with LeBron's rhythm, but it only ended up activating his villain mode. Now let's move on to a player who publicly and unsuccessfully challenged LeBron. The rivalry between Deshaun Stevenson and LeBron escalated when Stevenson called him overrated back in March 2008. Stevenson's bold statement came after a regular season win and was completely direct. He's overrated, and you can say, I said that.
Does it bother you that so many people are happy to see you fail?
Absolutely not. Because at the end of the day, all the people that was rooting on me to fail, you know, at the end of the day, they got to wake up tomorrow and have the same life that they had before they woke up today. You know, they got the same personal problems that they had today. You know, and I'm going to continue to live the way I want to live and continue to do the things that I want to do with me and my family and be happy with that. So, you know, they can get a few days or a few months or whatever the case may be on being happy about not only myself, but the Miami Heat not accomplishing their goal. But, you know, they got to get back to the real world at some point.
Stevenson didn't just stop there. He decided to turn it into a full-blown media event by inviting the rapper Soulja Boy to Game 3 in Washington.
We just want y'all to play better and stop whining. Stop sitting at every press conference like somebody killed a family pet. It's annoying. You guys came out there jumping on stage like idiots. Then y'all said we're going to win 5 championships. You bought all this stuff on yourself. So don't act there, get on TV and act like the world owes you anything.
Jay-Z, who was already a friend and supporter of LeBron, actually did respond by dropping a freestyle diss track targeting Stevenson during one of his concerts, which added a whole nother layer of entertainment to the situation.
D-Wade, I just have a question. What do you have to say about people who may think that your play was somewhat dirty tonight? or out of character
Who?
in general? For people who are watching the game, some of us who work the game, just in general, or is that just the level of competition and emotions and I don't know, a little clarity, please.
I have no clarity for that question. Like I said, it's a physical game. The game of basketball is a physical game. So I'm not a dirty player. You know, it's physical. Everyone falls to the ground. Everyone gets hurt. People get up. So I have no answers for you for that question.
LeBron's response was as classy as it was devastating. It's kind of funny. It's almost like if Jay-Z responded to Soulja Boy, it doesn't make sense to respond, which got a good laugh from reporters. The ultimate twist came in 2011 when Stevenson actually joined LeBron on the Miami Heat, turning former rivals into teammates.
In this fall, I'm going to take my talents to South Beach and join the Miami Heat.
Miami Heat. That was the conclusion you woke up with this morning.
That was the conclusion I woke up with this morning.
Why?
Like I said before, I feel like it's going to give me the best opportunity to win and to win for multiple years. And not only just to win in the regular season or just to win 5 games in a row or 3 games in a row. I want to be able to win championships, and I feel like I can compete down there.
Away from the court, sometimes the most entertaining NBA stories come from former players who forget that the microphones are still on. This is a perfect example. The former NBA journeyman turned podcast host dropped what he probably thought was just some casual barbershop chat, but it ended up setting the basketball world on fire. During a conversation about the best version of LeBron James, Teague joked that the Miami Heat era, LeBron from 2010 to 2014, was on steroids. That clip went viral faster than a LeBron fast break, getting millions of views on X and TikTok, with fans picking sides quicker than a bad pickup game. By July 24th, on Club 520's show, Teague backpedaled harder than a point guard trying to avoid taking a charge.
How do you explain this to the people in Cleveland?
I mean, it's heartfelt for me. You know, it's hard to explain. Like I said before, this is a very emotional time for me. I know it's emotional for the fans and also for the area. And if it was the perfect award, I would have loved to stay. You know, because I've done so many great things for that team. They've done so many great things for me. But I feel like it's time to change.
The whole situation perfectly showed how quickly casual remarks can blow up into viral controversies in the age of social media, and how even former NBA players aren't safe from the fallout of speaking without thinking. Next up is a coach who took things to a whole new level after sweeping LeBron's Lakers in the 2023 Western Conference Finals. After the Nuggets' 113-111 win in Game 4, Michael Malone went on the Pat McAfee show and openly mocked LeBron's hints about retirement after the series.
Which is the scene or the moment or the phrase or the quote you like more from the movie?
Oh, from The Godfather. It's too many different phrases and too many different lines in that movie to just categorize one.
But which is the one which inspires you, represents you more?
I mean, each movie is 9 hours long. I mean, what do you want me to do? I mean, there's so many. I don't know. I'll let you pick one and I'll roll with it. It's a great trilogy.
But Malone wasn't done yet. In a different interview, he said this.
I think Coach McVay been looking at my playbook on Madden. Because I play the Don coverage and I put him on the inside. Yeah. I put him on a blitz, but then I hit the switch where I could just put on just a QB spy, and I just roam him all over the field.
So you been saw this, Bron. I been saw this. You know what they say on Twitter right now?
I put him on the QB spy.
Now, Bron, you know what they saying on Twitter right now? They say you be capping.
We just talked about this the other day. Listen, I always speak the truth, baby.
Hey, don't worry about that, man. You the king, man.
LeBron's comeback was typically subtle but sharp, posting on social media, "Enjoy your light, but just know I'm the sun. I stay on forever." Malone later tried to clarify that his comments were all in good fun, But the damage to their relationship was already done. The rivalry between the two teams got even more intense. And when LeBron helped knock Denver out of the playoffs the following season, many people saw it as direct revenge for Malone's unnecessary trolling. Now let's move ahead to a moment when LeBron made a terrible situation even worse with his comments. During the Heat's 4-2 series loss, LeBron was facing intense criticism for his poor performance in the finals. And in what turned into one of the most tone-deaf post-game press conferences in sports history, LeBron spoke directly to his critics.
Bro, you trash.
What do you mean trash?
You trash.
You crazy.
That's a lucky shot.
Man, lucky shot.
That's a lucky shot. Give me the ball. Give me the ball. I'll shoot it with one hand.
How's it trash?
You suck, bro.
All drawn.
You suck.
Yeah. Damn, gotta be easy, because life is hard.
The suggestion that his critics' lives were somehow less significant created an instant backlash. Even the team that beat him found humor in how badly the message was received. Charles Barkley and other analysts also gave their opinions on LeBron's public relations disaster.
Can LeBron ever come on and say, I'm the best basketball player playing?
I think you should say that. I think you should believe that. And you should definitely let the world know that. I think Bron over the last 4 years became LeBron James. And it wasn't nothing to do with winning. It wasn't nothing to do with stats. He found himself. People didn't start to view him as they view him now until he became that force, that man to say, I'm here. I feel like for years he shied away from saying, I'm here. And when he started to say, I'm here, that's when he became who he is. And no one would have ever said that until he did it himself.
Now we'll take a look at another moment where LeBron let his unfiltered thoughts get the best of him. During the 2011 Eastern Conference semifinals against the Boston Celtics, after Game 3, which the Celtics won 97-87, a reporter's question about Dwayne Wade's physical play led to a very awkward moment. When asked if Wade's hard foul on Rajon Rondo was dirty, LeBron, who was sitting next to Wade, muttered under his breath, "That's retarded," right before Wade could answer. The comment was picked up clearly on camera, immediately sparking controversy over his use of such an insensitive word.
Because, again, I was the mad, disrespectful young mother out there trying to make a living.
Right, right.
Like I was fighting for my livelihood, trying to make my impact on the NBA. What better impact on the NBA than to like battle it out with LeBron James? Like what? Like how much better of a statement can you make?
Exactly.
And so I'm sorry if like that's what somebody got accustomed to and that's what they still expect.
The ongoing.
LeBron issued an apology the very next day, saying, "I want to apologize for using the R word after Game 3. If I offended anyone, I'm sorry." Wade laughed off the incident after the game, saying, "Bron's got my back." But advocacy groups for people with disabilities criticized LeBron's choice of words. Celtics players like Paul Pierce later joked in interviews, "LeBron's trash talk extends to reporters now." The moment became another example of how the pressure of the playoffs can lead to unguarded comments that create unnecessary drama. The controversy was even referenced later in commercials where LeBron poked fun at his own unfiltered moments, showing he could learn from his mistakes and grow as a public figure. This next entry is about the most controversial moment of LeBron's entire career. On July 8, 2010, LeBron announced his free agency choice in a televised ESPN special called The Decision, where he declared,
We were just looking at like couples and people in the league. And we was talking about how LeBron do the little handshake with Savannah.
Right.
And then I was like, maybe I know this shit that people don't notice. But I'm like, they was like talking about, what if you had LeBron money? I'm like, man, he one of the greatest players to ever play the game.
Right.
But I wouldn't want to trade places with him. And they was like, why not? Why you wouldn't want to play? I say, because I don't like the way Savannah look at LeBron.
I like the way them white women look at LeBron.
The reaction was immediate. Jerseys were burned, angry protests erupted, and an open letter was written calling LeBron's exit.
It hurt me to see that. Like, you down there eject away from my partner, man. Don't do that, man. You dive on the floor behind that, man. Dive on the floor behind him. But, you know, like, I know a lot of people gonna hate what I just said, but I'm gonna be honest, like, if everybody like me, then I'm so we can do whatever you want to do about it. I'm gonna die about everything I say. So I love LeBron, and I hate that for him, bro. I hate that he got to go through that. As a man, I hate that.
LeBron's stated reason was to raise money for charity, and the decision did in fact donate $2.5 million to the Boys and Girls Clubs. But the charity aspect was completely overshadowed by the massive spectacle and how the public perceived it. LeBron later leaned into the criticism and even made fun of himself in commercials, responding to all the backlash. Up next is a story that proves even basketball superstars aren't always truthful. During an interview, LeBron was asked a question about The Godfather, and his response definitely raised some eyebrows. His answer, or really the lack of one, wasn't the only issue. It was the fact that even though he claimed to have seen the trilogy at least 6 times, he couldn't name a single quote, phrase, scene, or moment from the movie. The conversation blew up on Twitter, with people posting, LeBron's attempt to look cultured has since become a running joke about his relationship with the truth. This next story was LeBron's masterclass in manipulating the media. After the Denver Nuggets swept the Lakers 4-0 in the Western Conference Finals, ending with a tough 113-111 loss in Game 4 on May 22nd, 2023. LeBron dropped a bombshell in his post-game press conference. His comments were intentionally vague, but carried a lot of weight. He said, "It was a very challenging season for me, for our ball club. Obviously, we know what we went through early on, but it was a pretty cool ride. But, I don't know, I've got a lot to think about, to be honest. Just personally, going forward with the game of basketball, I've got a lot to think about." The entire NBA world immediately went into a frenzy, with media outlets pushing breaking news alerts and analysts speculating that it was the end of an era. But teammates like Anthony Davis later revealed what was really going on with LeBron's comments. He said, "He had us all fooled. Hilarious troll. We knew he wasn't done, but the media ran with it." Lakers GM Rob Pelinka even pointed out that LeBron's subtle smile during the press conference hinted that there was more to the story. When LeBron came back for his 21st season and just kept breaking records, the 2023 retirement tease became a hilarious memory. Let's shift to an explosive NBA moment that happened off the court. In late 2024, the KG Certified podcast, hosted by NBA legends Kevin Garnett and Paul Pierce, gave us a truly volcanic moment. The viral clip showed what happens when Paul Pierce's trolling clashes with KG's unfiltered passion for the game. The argument got heated, with Garnett yelling, "You talking about what you wrote? You talking that goofy stit? Respect, Lord, that's 66,000 minutes." It was pure, classic Garnett, zero filter, maximum intensity, and absolutely no tolerance for what he saw as disrespect towards greatness. In the end, the whole thing was a powerful reminder of a timeless truth. If you mess with LeBron's legacy, Kevin Garnett is going to come for you. Moving ahead to a moment that proves LeBron's household is filled with a healthy amount of competitive banter. In an Instagram video posted by Bryce James on April 19th, 2024, LeBron and his younger son got into a playful driveway pickup game that really put their family's competitive side on display. The video showed Bryce telling his dad, "You're trash." The sheer boldness of calling the NBA's all-time leading scorer trash showed that in their family, hierarchy doesn't matter on the basketball court. LeBron fired right back with his typical confidence, saying, "I'm the GOAT, bro, GOAT," while showing off his long-range shooting skills. The video really highlighted the competitive DNA that flows through the James family, which is especially interesting as Bronny was getting ready for the NBA draft. Bryce, who is a high school prospect himself, later said in interviews that it was all in good fun, but the intensity was obviously real. LeBron talked about the incident saying, "He's got my genes, talk smack like I did at his age." The moment went viral on Instagram and other social media platforms, with fans loving the humor of watching LeBron get roasted by his own teenager at home. This next entry tells a fascinating story about the complicated relationship between two basketball giants. The bond between them was forged through intense finals battles and shared business ventures, creating a mix of beef and competition. The ongoing dynamic between them keeps providing entertainment for fans who love to see former rivals become allies, all while keeping that competitive edge that made their rivalry so legendary in the first place. Moving on, some stories go beyond basketball and remind us of what's truly important. This next one is genuinely heartwarming. In the Netflix documentary Starting 5, LeBron and his family opened up about Bronny's cardiac arrest during a USC practice. LeBron showed his usual ability to find some light even in the darkest moments. Savannah James added more context about the constant anxiety they were feeling. I think at the end of the day, it was just about us supporting each other and just being super grateful for the outcome. The documentaries also included lighter moments, like LeBron showing his gratitude to literally everyone who was involved in saving Bronny's life. The episode transformed a terrifying medical emergency into an inspiring story about the James family, their incredible resilience, and Bronny's miraculous recovery. Fans praised LeBron's vulnerability and humor while talking about the situation, which all led up to their historic father-son debut in the NBA, making the entire journey even more remarkable and powerful. Up next is LeBron's confrontation with Rudy Gobert, which ended up providing some perfect meme material. During a game on April 27th, 2025, between the Lakers and Timberwolves, which the Lakers won 101-106, Gobert elbowed LeBron in the head while they were battling for a rebound, which earned him a flagrant 1 foul. LeBron's reaction was instant, while Gobert muttered back his own colorful reply. The whole exchange was caught on camera, giving perfect material for lip readers and meme creators. The argument escalated with LeBron's full rant being captured, yelling, "Don't throw no fucking elbows." Gobert tried to downplay it after the game, just saying they were competing, while LeBron stuck to his point about player safety, saying protect players. The different ways they reacted became another source of entertainment for fans. The situation got even funnier. Given the irony of calling the 3-time Defensive Player of the Year soft, fans immediately started making memes about Gobert's soft label, playing on the contradiction between his defensive reputation and LeBron's comments. Teammates like D'Angelo Russell laughed about it, saying, "Bron don't play about elbows." The incident just added to their ongoing rivalry, which already included past trash talk and competitive tension. The heated exchange turned into viral content that perfectly captured the intensity of playoff basketball, while giving fans endless entertainment from seeing the unfiltered emotions of superstars. Let's move ahead to a LeBron story that comes from the most ridiculous debate you can imagine. In a Twitter discussion, a fan claimed that LeBron would lose a game of HORSE to Michael Jordan, Kevin Durant, Larry Bird, and Kobe Bryant because of his free throw shooting. The debate brought up a 2008 viral video where a trick shot artist named David Kalb actually beat LeBron 11-5 in a game of HORSE at Venice Beach by making crazy shots that LeBron just couldn't match. Kalb, the original trick shot artist who beat LeBron, was pretty confident in his abilities before the game even started. While some people thought there was a chance David could actually beat LeBron, most people couldn't see it happening. Fans immediately turned the whole debate into a series of LeBron's kryptonite, HORSE memes, with Charles Barkley eventually joking on TNT, "Bron's the GOAT, but in HORSE. Nah!" The absurdity of arguing whether the greatest players ever would beat LeBron in a casual shooting game really captured the essence of modern sports talk. LeBron's willingness to engage with and even laugh at such ridiculous debates just showed how much he's evolved as both a player and a personality. Finally, here's one of the strangest viral moments in recent basketball history. On April 19th, 2025, the rapper posted a video that had the entire NBA world scratching their heads in both confusion and amusement. He continued with the dramatic energy of someone who was personally offended by what he thought he saw in their relationship dynamics. LeBron's clapback was smoother than his classic fadeaway jumper and more devastating than any dunk he's ever thrown down. Meanwhile, he and Savannah just went on with their lives completely unbothered, still showing up courtside together, still doing their pre-game handshakes, and probably still laughing at how absurd it is for random celebrities to analyze their marriage based on 3-second clips. Most importantly, these stories prove that even at the highest levels of pro sports, personality, humor, and human connection are just as important as raw talent. LeBron's ability to be competitive and compassionate, serious and silly, all at the same time has made him not just one of the greatest players ever, but also one of the most entertaining figures in sports history. If you had fun with this video, click on one of the ones on your screen right now to see more.